Hey y'all, welcome back to Plant and Plate with Mr. Chris. Today we're going to be making the ultimate holiday side dish and just an overall great comfort food. Baked macaroni and cheese. It's creamy, cheesy, topped with a baked crust that's golden and brown. This is one you're going to want at your holiday table for Thanksgiving or Christmas. So let's make it happen, Captain. The first thing you're going to want to do is cook your macaroni or whatever pasta you're putting in it. Get your pot of boiling water. I put just a little bit of olive oil in mine and a tablespoon of kosher salt. If you're not using kosher salt, probably want to cut that back to about a half tablespoon of just regular table salt. Put your macaroni in it, cook it according to the package directions, but you need to stop about a minute before the lowest time they put on there is being done. The reason for that, we're going to put this thing in the oven a little bit later, and we don't want our macaroni or our pasta to turn into mush. Nobody wants a big old mouthful of mush when they're sitting at Thanksgiving or Christmas table. So stop it a little bit before that, go on and take it off, drain it. When you drain it, do not rinse your pasta. We want some of that starchy water on there because it kind of helps that cheese and everything pull to it. But what you do want to do is, since it takes a while to put this together, you want to drizzle a little bit of olive oil over your pasta just to keep it from drying out and sticking together. So I've already cooked my pasta. I've let it drain. I'll show you putting a little olive oil on it, and then we'll go on and... Okay, I put my pasta back into the pot that I cooked it in after it drained. Now to keep it from sticking while we work on everything else, I'm going to take just a little olive oil and I'm just going to drizzle that over my pasta, and then I'm going to just mix my pasta up so that I get a coating of that olive oil all over my pasta, which will keep it from sticking together and becoming just a block of pasta. So hopefully you can see, now that I've put olive oil on it, everything's kind of moving around, it's not sticking together. That's kind of what you're wanting, because you want it all to mix in with the cheese. So let's go to the stove. We'll get started on the cheese sauce. I'll see y'all there. I hope y'all can see everything, because you really need a big pot to do this in, because we're going to combine that pasta into one pot before we put it in the casserole. So I'll try to get everything where you can see it. Go and get your oven started preheating up to 375 degrees. I'll put all the ingredients for this in the description for the recipe, but we're going to start with 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. We're going to put that into our pot. We're going to let that melt, and then we're going to make a roux out with it. Butter's not melted yet, but I thought of something I wanted to share with y'all. So if you decide that you want to do this for your holiday get together, I know that a lot of times it can be hectic trying to get everybody ready and get where you're supposed to be. You can make this casserole ahead of time. You can do everything we're doing today, assemble it, put some foil over it, put it in the refrigerator. The morning of, leave it covered. Bake it for about 20 minutes before you take the foil off, and then finish it with the foil off of it for about 10 minutes. You will have to add a little time to the baking because it's going to be cold coming out of the refrigerator, but it'll turn out good. And got our butter ready. We're going to start off making our roux. I've got a half cup of just all-purpose flour. We're going to put that in, start mixing that up. Shouldn't take but 1 or 2 minutes. You just want it to be a light golden color, yeah, and absorb the butter into the flour. All right, after we get our roux done, we're going to add some warmed milk. I just put this in the microwave a little bit. I've got 4 cups of warmed whole milk. And we're going to slowly start adding that in and incorporating that. After you work your milk together with your flour and butter, going to also add a cup of heavy cream to it. Now, that's right, we're going to make this thing nice, creamy, and cheesy. Once you get that put together, you want to mix your ingredients until you get smooth mixture. You don't want clumps of the flour and the butter in it. You want it to be nice and smooth and creamy. So just keep stirring it or whisking it until you get a nice, smooth, consistent mixture. We've got our mixture where we want it. Now it's time to start adding some flavor to this thing. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to stir in 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. We're going to add a half teaspoon of smoked paprika. We're going to add a half teaspoon of garlic powder, a half teaspoon of onion powder, a half teaspoon of kosher salt, a half teaspoon of black pepper. We're going to mix that in. After we get that incorporated well, we're going to let this simmer for about 5 to 7 minutes. And as we do that, it'll start thickening. So I'm going to let that do its job. I'll see you back in just a minute and show you what we got. We've had our sauce thickening on the stove. You're kind of looking for something close to maybe just under the consistency of a white gravy, maybe just a little looser than that, but you want it to make sure it kind of sticks and coats your spoon. And we're there with this one. After we get that done, it's time to add the goodness of that cheese. So we're going to remove this thing from the heat. We're going to stir in our cheese, and I'll see you in just a second. We got our sauce off of the stove. It's time to add the cheese. In my bowl, I have 8 ounces of sharp cheddar that I shredded before the video, 6 ounces of Gruyere, and I'm a southern fellow from Alabama, so if I mispronounce that, I'm sorry. Shredded that up, and 4 ounces of, you can use Fontina or Monterey Jack. I'm using Monterey Jack today. So we're going to take that. We're going to just put that in to the bowl and just stir it until that melts and gets incorporated into our sauce. We'll make sure you get all that goodness. We're also adding in a half cup of just shredded up Parmesan cheese. So we're going to start working that in, get our cheese all melted down and incorporated into that sauce. You want it to become a creamy, nice, smooth texture. Now, while I'm working on this, one thing I will mention to you when you start to make this is not when you're making the sauce on the stove, it's not a, hey, turn it on, walk away, come back in a little bit. You got to give this recipe a little love. You got to keep stirring that sauce, otherwise it'll stick and it can burn. So as you're blending all that together and waiting on it to thicken, make sure you're staying with it and loving on it and stirring that sauce around. All right, I'm going to get this melted. We'll be right back. Got my cheese all incorporated in the sauce. Hopefully you can kind of see what you're working with. It should be creamy, smooth. You can see the cheese just streaming down back to the bowl. Now it's time to add our pasta. So we're going to take and pull in all that macaroni and cheese that we drizzled with a little olive oil earlier. Get all them, nobody escapes today. After you get your pasta put back in, you want to mix it until you get it completely coated with this cheese. I'm going to work on that for a little bit, and I'll be right back with y'all. See y'all in a minute, guys. Now that I've just continued to fold that over on itself, got it all mixed, incorporated together, all that pasta's got some of that cheesy sauce goodness all over it. It's time to put this thing in our casserole. Now you want a 9x13 baking dish, and you want to coat it pretty well, because all this cheese and all this pasta, you don't want it sticking and burning. You'll have a mess. So here's my casserole dish. We're just going to dump this all into our casserole dish. Okay, we got all of that into the casserole dish. Just kind of spread around, even it up a little bit. That cast iron pan, that joker's kind of heavy, so you just got to kind of roll with it when it comes out. So get it all smoothed out. Now it's time to work on our topping. So to start it, we got 1.5 cups of just plain panko breadcrumbs. Don't go get the Italian version. They'll add a weird something to your casserole. Just plain panko. Put that in our bowl. I got 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter that I just melted down in the microwave. We're going to add that in. Then I got a 1/2 cup of grated up Parmesan cheese we're going to put in here. And I got just a little, about a teaspoon of thyme I just chopped it up as fine as I could. Put that in there. We're going to get a spoon and then we're just going to mix all that together. We're going to get all this mixed up and incorporated evenly throughout our little mixture. I'll be right back. We'll put this on top of that casserole. Hey, also, by the way, I'll put the make ahead instructions in the description. Time to put this on top. You just want to get a handful. Start sprinkling across the top of your casserole. Now that we got our topping on our casserole, it's time to take this thing to the oven. We're going to bake it 375 for 20 to 25 minutes until it's nice and bubbly and we got a little golden browning on top of this panko breadcrumbs. I'm going to put it in the oven. I'll see y'all in a bit. Okay, mine was in the oven. Took it about 22 minutes. You can see the crust is nice and golden. You can put this thing in the broiler for just a little bit if you want more of a crunchy crust. I like mine this way. I don't want a whole lot of crunch with my macaroni and cheese, but you do you. So this is what it looks like when it comes out. It's a really beautiful casserole. I'll scoop some of this out, let you see what we're working with. Time to see what this looks like down inside. Let me get some of it out. Oh, I needed a bigger spoon. All right, y'all, if that don't look pretty. I mean, look at that. Man, that's nice. It's smooth, creamy. We're going to have to take a sample of this. All right, we're going to go in for the taste test. Y'all, I know this is my recipe and all, but this thing right here, this is killer. You got to make this. Take this thing to your family get together for Thanksgiving, Christmas. When everybody takes that first bite, it'll just be quiet for a little bit. Because everybody will be sitting there going, oh, this is so good. I mean, you'll be a hero at your holiday table. I'm here to tell you. That garlic, the paprika, and the spices we put in here gives it just a little hint of something different. I mean, this ain't your blue box stuff. This stuff here, oh yeah, this is count. Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by today and cooking with me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you made this casserole, hey, leave me a comment. Let me know how it turned out for you. It really is just awesome comfort food and a great side. If you did like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, hit the subscribe button. We put out a video every week. I hope this brings some enjoyment around your dinner table and brings people together. Thanks for watching. We'll see you down the road.